Hello and welcome to Tatton Park in Cheshire for the classic and retro car revival powered by Haggerty, the kind of show that Classics World is all about. So it's a beautiful day, and without further ado, let's go and wander around and have a look. Oh yes. If the Japanese K car isn't quite big enough for you, what about this? A Honda City as it's known in Japan, Jazz as it was badged in the UK, and this one is a properly rare sight because a lot of them just rusted away and were ultimately thrown in the bin. This one's got Honda CRX seats on it, it's got some lovely sort of blue Japanese tint in it, and one particular quirk of this model is to be seen round the back. Welcome to the second Honda, the Motocompo, which if you couldn't tell is what's known as a trunk bike because that seat folds flat, the handlebars fold down, and then it will fit in the boot of this car. The idea was that you drive it into a busy Japanese city like Tokyo, park it up, take your bike out of the boot and ride around to your business meeting. There's even some promotional stuff in the boot to show people using these. You can forget your modern mobility EV solutions and your Boris bikes and so on. This is as cool as urban transport gets in my book. I want both of them. How's this for a contrast? We'll start with this delightful Skoda Favorit, the car that really put the Czech car maker on the map and ultimately encouraged VW to buy the company. This one is said to be largely original with only some very small amounts of welding needed, and more importantly 27,000 miles on the clock. This is absolutely pristine. It's even got a scale model of the car in the dashboard there. It's a previous award winner here at another show at Tatton Park, and I love this, utterly charming, and these are becoming a sort of a young timer, quirky, cool car in their own right. Big fan of that, but I'm sure more of you are looking at this, an Aston Martin V8 Volante, proper James Bond Timothy Dalton spec, and I absolutely love this. Manual gearbox, dark blue with the tan interior. It's totally original, it's absolutely immaculate, and frankly this ain't a bad two-car garage if you ask me. The Tame Valley Classic Car Club have got a whole lineup across the back here, and frankly they deserve a shout out for the variety alone. A-Reg Mark III Capri, very nice indeed. Reliance Scimitar Sabre, the sequel to the SS1 that we've featured before, properly rare car that with K-Series power as well, no head gasket failures to be seen. Nice Jag Mark II in purple, very unusual hue for one of those, but you know what, I love it, properly unusual. R129 SL, this one's a facelift one obviously with the clear indicators and the slightly later headlights, but it's got monoblocks on it, and that means I don't care what engine it's got, I don't care if it's diesel, it's still cool. Speaking of cool, Escort RS 2000 with rally spotlights, you kind of have to, and again, one of the coolest fast forwards ever in my eyes, absolutely love it. And then something else equally cool, but for very different reasons, an Austin Ambassador. There can only be double-digit numbers of these left. This is an incredibly rare car, and this one looks really tidy indeed. It's got an original factory sunroof, not your aftermarket rubbish here, properly nicely done. The bodywork is straight and clean, doesn't appear to have any rusty wear on it, and it's a true survivor. And I can also see there, he's got Classic Car Buyer on the passenger seat, so we love him for another reason. But thank you for bringing this. You are truly an ambassador of this very rare car. I'll get my coat. Behind the camera are a variety of performance cars. There's a Subaru Impreza Turbo, there's a BMW M240i, but this, for me, is the most eye-catching performance car here. A Fiat Strada Abarth 130TC, one of the rarest hot hatches these days, and this one looks a lovely example. It's properly cool, it's on the original 4-spoke wheels, it's got the quad-light grille. Look at those bumpers, they look brand new, and inside, also in excellent condition, are those resplendent fishnet bucket seats that are infamously so big that they don't actually fold forward enough for you to get in the back because they hit the roof. Just another Fiat Italian quirk that makes this car utterly charming in my book. Love it. You might have recently seen a short on our Classics World channel about this immaculate and incredibly low mileage. We're talking sub 4,500 miles supposedly, Camaro SS. It's absolutely beautiful. For me, one of the best looking and coolest American muscle cars ever. And it's being flanked today by something of stark contrast. A Nissan Bluebird. Not a turbo, not anything exotic, just a standard common garden Bluebird with steel wheels by the look of it and the cloth interior, and it is beautiful. And what I love about this is a totally unremarkable car that's clearly worshipped. It's got loads of nice stickers in it, it's got protective mat, it's got a little plastic cover over the seat so it doesn't get scuffed or any stains on it. This is an ordinary car that to the owner means the world, and that is what Classics World, this channel, and frankly the whole classic car community is all about. I love this just as much as that for very different reasons. Lovely stuff. One of the centre points here at Classic and Retro Car Revival is this section, sponsored by the Telegraph. It's the UK's 50 rarest cars, and oh boy, have we got some rarities for you. A Nissan Prairie. When did you last see one of those? There's a Citroen BX estate here that's absolutely immaculate, and for me, it looks so cool. We love BXs on this channel. Go and watch our road test. It's one of 3 in the country, this man's just said. Fantastic, there's 2 more. I've just been told we discovered 2 more. There you go. So they're positively common. There you go. Doesn't deserve to be here. I'm seeing here is a Mark 1 Orion, Mark 3 Escort Orion. Call it what you will. Very, very cool and very rare indeed. This, a Talbot Simca 1100 pickup truck. Go and watch our road test on the channel, the van version. Incredibly rare and charming. We love them. New Renault 5 next to the original, the one that everyone loves. And frankly, for me, this is a pale imitation. Cool though it is, we love this one. We love a Granada. I'm overexcited, overstimulated here by cars. There's a Fiat Strada here, 75 automatic. You may remember our road test on one of these. We've got a Subaru 1800. I thought these had all rotted away. So it turns out there is one left. Lovely Yugo here. Not words you thought you'd ever hear, are they? But that is tremendous, absolutely immaculate condition. And again, likely one of very, very few left to 45. Look at the body kit on it. Look at the little spotlights. That is a cool looking Yugo. I'm sorry, that is funky. And I know Jeff wants one. Jeff, there you go. Oh, Toyota Tercel 4-wheel drive. Again, the only one left, quite possibly. Extremely cool. For me, I'd rather have that than a Talbot Rancho, but do let us know in the comments. A Chrysler Alpine. You might remember the road test video on the channel. I'm actually a big, big fan of these. I really like these. Again, lovely to see. We thought they'd all rotted away. Panning back round here, the excitement, you can feel it in the air. Morris Ital Estate, I've just noticed, 1.7. Again, the facelifted Marina. Very much derided, but a lot better than they get credit for. We've got a lovely Maestro City. Feel the baseness, feel the lack of pretty much anything, but actually very charming for it. We've got a Talbot Horizon here, which we can see has been in the concourse at Festival of the Unexceptional, and it's beautiful. Look at all the original Talbot service books in the dashboard. Just charming, isn't it? And they look comfortable. Honestly, I'm more relaxed just looking at those seats. This is a real noteworthy car. Apparently, I could be wrong with this, the first ever Japanese car to be sold in Britain, the Daihatsu Compagno Bellino. Catchy. They didn't sell very many of these, but charming little thing, and again, it could well be the only one left, so it's well worth a mention. As is every car on this display. I can see there's a Renault 12 over there. What a collection of cars, all incredibly rare, and as much as the expression rare but no one cares is getting fashionable, we care about every single one of these, as you can tell. Here on the XR Owners Club stand, there are all manners of hot Fords from various generations, and we've got a bit of a generation game going on for fast Fiestas, starting with the original, the Mark 1 XR2 with its pepper pot wheels, spotlights, the circle headlights, proper collector's item now, the hooligan's choice, and we love it. Moving on to a more refined hooligan's choice, the Mark 2 Fiesta XR2, which you'll notice has very recently featured in Classic Ford magazine. This month, by the way, go and buy it, because this is a beautiful example, really nicely restored, E-Reg. And then the youngest of the 3, the Mark 3 XR2i. My dad had one of these in this exact spec, and I remember loving it because they're great fun. It's got XR Owners Club seat covers, we like that, and it looks like it's got an original XR2i advert on the dash. Absolutely immaculate, straight as an arrow, and this is the best colour. I'll take no arguments on that. But which one would you have, Mark 1, 2 or 3? Let us know down below. We're here on the Vauxhall Drivers Club stand. There's a few cars to point out, and this one, which doesn't actually have a Vauxhall badge on it, but for me could be the coolest one here, an Opel Manta. My dad had 3 of these babies. Uber cool, for me cooler than any Ford Capri, but do feel free to debate that in the comments. And this one, not entirely standard, as you can see. It's got a turbo 16 valve red top on it, on throttle bodies, and it's got 6-speed gearbox from a Lotus Carlton. Keep that in mind for later. It's got some fantastic wheels, it's got wide arches, it's got a roll cage in the back. It's clearly a bit of a rally special, and we're assured by the owner it gets driven and used, which is what we like. Moving along here, there's the Bertoni Astra Coupe in this lovely metallic orange. Lotus by another name, the Vauxhall VX220, which for me is kind of the thinking man's Elise. You get the same experience for a fraction of the money, and I think better looking as well. Vauxhall have put their name to several muscle cars over the years, including these two. Starting with, on your left, my right, the legendary Lotus Carlton, the car that famously outran the police. This isn't 40RA before you get in the comments, but it is incredibly cool. Even that dog's excited, looks immaculate. It's even got a tribute 40RA number plate in the dashboard there. Big fan. But I'm also a big fan of this, the Monaro VXR. Of course, it is actually a Holden by another name, but incredibly cool. It's got Chevy V8 power under the bonnet, rear wheel drive. It looks brutishly cool, and for me this is one of those cars that growing up in the early 2000s I lusted after so badly, and if I'm entirely honest I still do. Love it. The Mercedes-Benz Club have brought a plethora of amazing three-pointed stars here, and frankly we could make this entire video about this stand alone, as I'm sure you can tell with me, but I had to pick a highlight, and for me it was this, a very early single door mirror example of the R107 350 SL. This for me is the only other Mercedes that I would put above my own 123. Just gorgeous. I love the gold, it's very period correct for the 70s, and inside black leather with gold piping, and I've been told Churchill loves it as well. There's no reason not to. On a day like today, I think this could be the ultimate car full stop. The Volvo Owners Club stand is a big highlight here at the show, and there are Volvos of all generations here, but this one is arguably getting the most attention. A beautiful 1800 ES, the shooting brake version, because there's no back doors, estate of the P1800 that we covered before. Go and watch our Living With video, because these are a charming classic that look beautiful like this, but they are totally usable because they're an Amazon mechanically. This one's been in storage for a couple of years and it was pretty much nut and bolt restored by the owner, and it is gorgeous. And it's got an unlikely relative parked behind it. If we have a look, an even rarer Volvo, the 480 ES. Now the lineage is hard to trace, you might first think, quite apart from the Volvo badges, but it was badged ES because at the back it's got a similar look to it. It's got a glass tailgate, it's got a big glass house around it, of course it's only two doors, and while you couldn't really call it a shooting brake, I'd call it extremely cool and a great 80s classic in its own right. They even did a turbo one with yellow pinstripes, so forget your XR2Is, this is what you want. A wide selection of Chevrolet Corvettes here, but this one is my favourite. It's a C2 Stingray with that gorgeous wraparound glass rear window, and this for me is most likely the best looking American car ever made. One of the best looking cars of its era, frankly. Absolutely gorgeous. It's got the V8 power, of course, and it's fiberglass. It doesn't rot like a Jaguar E-Type or a 240Z does, but it's every bit as quick, if not quicker. And there's a reason why these things are fetching six figures, because for me, it looks $1 million. Don't deny, even if you're not into American cars, this is cool. The astronauts drove them, of course they're cool. Would you believe me if I told you that on the Retrobute stand, this absolutely mint Renault 5 GT Turbo on Ronald turbo wheels was not the car that caught my attention first? We'll move right for another Vauxhall. You Griffin fans are getting a lot in this video. A Nova SR, not an SRI, the carburetted one. 45,000 miles on this baby, totally standard right down to the massive aerial. It is immaculate, this thing. Yep, still smells like an 80s Vauxhall in there. This is immaculate, really, really nicely kept. It's just clearly been loved its whole life and it's not been binned into a ditch. All the panels are the right colour and they're original to this car, and absolutely love it. You don't see Novas this nice anymore unless they've been modified. So this is an absolute charmer. For me, one of the highlights of the show. So that was the 2025 classic and retro car revival powered by Haggerty, and I think we can all agree it lives up to its name in spectacular style, with the kind of variety, even just in this shot here, cars we haven't seen for years, massive collections of old favourites, and some real standout left field choices. Do be sure to comment down below what your favourite car of this video was. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to Classics World for all our future content, and we'll see you at next year's show. But for now, bit of sun cream I reckon. See you soon. Very much derided, but a lot better than they get credit card.